Good morning, Shaun.
Good morning, Brendan.
It's a good day today.
Not too bad, a little bit sunny, a little bit warmer.
Yup, I got some pictures.
Yeah.
I got some posts. I don't know where we are. It's election day.
Election day.
Election day. So.
I had some further thoughts on that.
Okay.
I heard something on the way home. And usually by the end of November 3rd, the end of the night, you're gonna get, oh, here's all the, counts are in, blah, blah, blah. States made their votes.
Yeah.
Here's your new president, right?
For the most part, that's what happened last year, right? They call them and they concede. Yeah. That's what happened in
where mathematically, you can win, can't win, whatever, right? So this is kind of tagging on to, or building on what I, kind of complained about yesterday. I heard on the radio that all the mail-in ballots, right, that were mailed in early voting, they can't do any counting of those votes until today.
Until today?
They can't even count them.
Ah.
They just collect them and count them.
Collect them and then count them today. Collect them, then count them. Okay.
Yeah, so if you voted last week, right, your mail-in vote sat there until today to be counted. And then they also said it's going to take a few days, 2, 3, 4 days to make sure all these votes are counted. By the end of tonight, we'll probably know who our next president is. So what are all these votes that they're counting? All the popular votes, do they even matter?
These are all popular votes.
Yeah, and that's where I'm like, my vote doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't fucking matter,
because there will be, the electoral college votes are in, and Trump wins Pennsylvania, whatever, right? And
now, is there any? So there's no way to change the electoral college votes these ballots that they haven't counted. Once they do get counted, if they change anything, it won't be changed. Or
I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah.
I don't know. So if tomorrow morning we've heard that Trump wins again or Biden wins, then what happens to all of those mail-in votes that still have yet to be counted? What do those mean?
What do they mean? Yeah, right?
So that's where my head is. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, what does that mean? And so what if it is, say, 55 to 45, one way or the other?
Yeah, even closer, but 49 to 51, and you're like, what the?
And then all the votes come in, and all the popular votes get counted, and it's the other way.
Then it switches to 51 to 49.
And then what do you say? And then it's like, oh, well, too bad. Electoral college is what matters, right? So it's like, what the hell does your vote mean?
What does it mean?
No, I'm not. I wanted to say this
on the micro or the macro, like on the micro scale or the macro scale, because on the, like you said, your vote. That's the presidential election you're talking about, but there's also the voting for the mayor and your senators and your stuff. So, like you said, the micro, if that's what you're considered micro, does it count a little more than the macro, which is like, dude, the president's going to be choosing to do the electoral college or not, blah, 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 But your local government and Senate and Congress and all that, whatever. Again, I don't know all that much, but that's kind of my stance, right? Your vote. I think your stance is very common, and it's.
And I don't want to take away from anybody, right? Or any. Let me put it this way, right? If you're military and you fought for our freedoms and our rights to vote, okay, great for you. If you're a woman and suffrage and unable to vote until the law was passed, or if you're a minority and you couldn't vote. I mean, those things are incredibly important. I'm not diminishing that whatsoever by saying, I'm not gonna vote. Your vote probably doesn't count. Those things are important. That's freedom. That's democracy. But I mean, maybe I'm a jerk. I just don't care. I mean, I care, but
to exercise that freedom.
That freedom. Yeah.
And now, isn't that your God-given right? Like, we have the right to bear arms.
There you go.
You don't own a gun. See people going, I died for your right to why don't you buy guns?
Yeah, why aren't you voting?
Yeah, why don't like, you have the right. You choose not to exercise it.
So I guess there you go.
Yeah. I actually think that deep down somewhere inside me, there's that kernel of what you just said is a part of me too. I feel like there's so much truth to what you said that it could be easy for me to exercise the same practice that you have. I'm not gonna vote, dude. This is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I can tell you by firsthand knowledge that the system's fucked. I can tell you by firsthand knowledge that you can say one thing, then change your mind with no evidence to the court's eyes, and all of a sudden things change. It's all bullshit. And in the long run, people like you and me, maybe this is just like, because I don't have the line, so I'm just saying it. We're there to take it. Well, again, all those other things you said, women, race, bleh, very important, but money is key. So it's a class war over all those other wars. And yes, I think women should have the right to vote. Obviously, I'm not fucking that kind of guy. Like, don't put them in the no. I think if you're black, Asian, Indian, American, white, whatever, you have the right to vote too. You're all humans. But
let's throw this out. Let's throw this out. I'm just getting your feel for it, right? What about someone who's been incarcerated? What if you are a prisoner and you're in the criminal justice system? You're in federal security prison. Yeah. Do you have a right to vote? Should you have the right to vote? Did they take? I'm asking you, just out of curiosity, or when do you get that right back? I did my nickel. You know what I mean? Yeah. When do you get that right back? When you're so if you're currently incarcerated, then this is off the top of my head. What if you know? Yeah. If you're this is the best answer I can give you off the top of my head. If you are being an active member of society, paying taxes, and you have served your time, you deserve your right to vote. If you are currently under the dollar of the system for a federal offense, then I would take that on a case-to-case basis, because that would definitely be a soft spot I have for. But off the top of my head, dude, if you're, the obvious ones, you murdered blah blah people, raped 9 of them, and blah blah blah. No, you don't get the right to vote. You're serving life in prison. Yeah. But if you're like, hey, I got drunk. I know this is like, justice is blind and all that. I'm just throwing examples. You were drunk. You hit somebody. Let's even go third strike, on a drug offense or something. You served your time. You're on parole. You were straightening up. You work a crap job, but you do pay your taxes. Yeah. Why don't you get to? Why wouldn't you? Where's the line? That's the thing. And my line is without doing my due diligence on the matter, just speaking off the top of my head, there is a line, and it doesn't matter what your offense is. If you've done what that offense says, but here's the problem with that. I'm already said that the system's fucked. So one person, and I'm just going to throw this, like Jeffrey Epstein or something, who's been raping bitches for fucking years, and they're these little girls, and he's fucking everyone's life up. He pays his fines, and he gets his easy out, and then all of a sudden, I should have the right to vote. Just because you didn't get caught for the crime, because the system's fucked. So so what? Like the line's blurred, and it's getting sketchy, and there's no good answer for that. There isn't. It's strange. And to me, it's politics are dirty. Politics are dirty, and it's just how dirty do you want to get? Yeah. So I choose not to participate. Maybe that makes me a hypocrite or a jerk or unappreciative or whatever it might. Whatever your view on my stance is, whatever. But that's just where I stand. You choose. Okay, so I say this, and it's the devil's advocate of your thing, right? Oh, so you didn't vote? Okay, I don't want to hear you complain. Yeah. Because you didn't vote, you didn't even care enough to have a say. I'm not saying like that's what I believe everyone has the chance, like complain away. Like I'm just saying, that point of view. Well, if you're going to complain, you might as well cast your vote so you have something to complain about. That's just people trying to shut you up because they don't want to hear your point of view. Don't you tell? You will never shut me up. Yeah, you still pay your taxes whether you voted or not, right? Yeah. You can still complain about the consequences of the election. Exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying that specifically. Oh yeah. But again, wild. I mean, I in general normally don't complain about my government. Right?
Okay.
I complain about the system as a whole. Right, the whole, slavery, work,
Yeah.
pay.
Dude, more and more,
Yeah.
like, it seems more and more like they're, like I said, like we just, class system, man.
Yeah.
Yes, it's about race. There are definitely injustices, and women are getting, I don't know if this is a pun, but they're getting dicked.
The unequal pay. Yeah, all that shit.
Exists. That is so true. To hyper focus on that as the solution to the system is not true. The gap between that, the wealth gap between that is the problem that no one will address, because you can easily get paid off. You're not doing so well. Here's a few million. Now you're doing well. So shut up. You're a hypocrite if you start complaining about money.
Or what about stimulus check?
Yeah.
Right. Let's think about that. Right? Here's some money from the government.
No
Shut
socialism. No socialism. No socialism. Can I get my stimulus check? And then but then the counter argument was, if you cashed it, then shut up about Trump because you cashed his checks, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, by issuing the checks, you're against what you said you didn't want from Bernie.
Hypocrites.
It's
They're all over the place.
It's the hypocrisy of the situation that really grinds everyone's gears. And you see that. I think it's pretty obvious. You can see that in. There was a Supreme Court justice nominee, right? And it was done within these last few months.
Oh yeah, to
right?
get them in before.
Them in.
Yeah.
But then there was like, Obama had this at the end of his term, 8+ months before the end of his term, and they're like, block it. It's an election year.
Yeah.
It's an election year. Let the people decide. And then when the shoe was on the other foot, it was like, no, it's our due diligence. Like it's our role as the Senate to make sure that we confirm a judge.
So it's
hypocrisy at its finest.
Of course. What is it, like 70-30 or something now? I don't even know.
Oh wait. Oh, for the Supreme Court thing. It's a definite conservative majority. That's what they're
fighting for.
Yeah. So, and these things do have real effects. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That like you go, it's not entertaining to watch this confirmation hearing, I'm sure. But for those who understand what its real life effects are, they're watching it like with a fine-tooth comb going, no, I can see Roe versus Wade being returned. Oh, no, this is all about the election and having, some kind of Supreme Court ruling about the election and how it can go down. You're like, I don't know. I guess I have to live it out. And you do. You and I have to live this out.
Does it affect you personally?
We'll see. I have no clue.
And that comes into, I can't think of the proper word, but like, hedonistic, I guess. Is it, I'm going to do what I want to do and I don't give a shit about anybody else, right? So if this doesn't affect me, I don't give a damn, right? And I don't know, that's a horrible approach, but
does it affect your kids? Should you give a damn if it doesn't affect you, but it greatly affects your kids? Should you give a damn then?
You'd think you would.
Right?
Yeah.
What are these people doing?
Making noise.
In the middle of my podcast? Freaking, what is that called, what they're using? A bobcat?
Yeah, bobcat, like a backhoe loader.
Take pictures of this bobcat. Yeah. Just for a little mound of dirt, too. If you can hear what there's going on, this little guy with the bobcat just
filling in a gap.
Making noise. Excessive amounts of noise. Then he's just staring at us.
The Parks Department. Gotta love them.
That's good for government work.
They're out here doing it every day.
Yeah, it's doing something.
Yeah.
So I took my daughters to the park yesterday.
Yeah.
And I got to play with them at the park. I got nice and tired. I was very active.
We just jumped to topic B, right?
Yeah,
I love how we do this.
We're at a park. We're at a park, and I took my kids to the park. Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, politics. My kids. But here's what I took away from yesterday. Okay, my observations. One, I was the most active parent at the park. I had 3 daughters in my arms at one point, like on my back, somewhere on my body. They were all levitated off the ground, and I was running around the park with them because they were laughing and it was fun. No other parent did that. No other parent probably had 3 of the kids anyway. And there was a guy, I at least saw 2 fathers. One sat on a bench reading a book. kind of being like, I forget what his son's name was, Dylan, just for sake. Dylan, come here. Something, go play.
Yeah, every 2 minutes to check in, right?
Come here. Yeah. So I was active. I was a active, not passive parent, right?
Kids, yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, you know, good thing these kids have a father like me, a dad like me, like in my own head, like, because is it the fact that I haven't seen them, so I'm super hyper active with them, and if I had, I would be like just laying down on the blanket like their mother was, just texting, you know, like would I just be sitting there texting while I took my kids to the park if I was involved on a day-to-day basis? Problem with that was I was there like that. And when I was in that moment for the last 3 years, I was still this active dad.
You still went out and did stuff.
I still did this stuff. So there's a disconnect between I'm tired, it's your turn, you know?
Yeah.
Other problem was, or observation, whatever it is, took them back.
I'm playing the other side of the coin. At least that dad took his kids to the park.
At least he took his kid to the park.
I mean, he might not have been incredibly active, but he's not like throwing them in front of a TV or anything, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So you know,
he got him out, right?
He's participating, but not super involved. But at least he took him out, you know, so you got to look at it that way.
And I got to piggyback on that. Yeah. During the relationship, I would take these kids to the YMCA.
Yeah.
And it was like I took them out. They were gonna interact with other kids, other adults. They were gonna be left without me, so I can go work out, right? That was thrown back in my face, like, you're so lazy. All you do is drop them off at the YMCA.
Yeah.
So when you talk about this parent, I'm not saying that this is even a valid thing, because I know what it's like to be on the receiving end, and you're like, that's such a bullshit argument, but you're so lazy. You took them to the park to just leave them to just out of their own accord while you read your book. You know, and that was the problem with the marriage or the relationship, is that I was getting thrown these bullshit arguments.
Perception, but
like I didn't take them to the YMCA to ditch them. I took them for their own benefit and it's a double benefit. Jesus Christ, lady.
The social activity and connection.
Second thing is, though, while I'm saying goodbye to my kids, my oldest is full of tears. We can go that way and down. Full of tears, saying, "I miss Daddy. I want to stay with Daddy."
Yeah.
And it touched me in a way that I had to talk to my counselor about that shit, because my whole fear is that kids from broken families grow up with something,
with separation,
anxiety,
something.
And I'm like, what's the research show? And if the research shows no, is it no for everyone? Majority no? Is there a chance?
Yeah.
And you have to take a parenting class after the divorce. And the parenting class, from what I hear, is pretty much how you're going to mess up your kids by having this divorce, like mentally, right? And it seemed like my ex was just like saying that and laughing and passing, like, hey, it was a class about, you know, how bad you're going to mess up your kids. And I'm like, that's my fear.
Yeah.
My fear is that you're messing up these kids with this is the best way I can put it off the top of my head. Your dysfunction you couldn't take, so you spread it about on me and your kids. Now you feel great. You feel like your life is just picking up and you can breathe and you're so happy, you're gonna be all this. But your dysfunction was like energy. It couldn't just go away. It had to be transferred.
It can either be created or destroyed.
It couldn't be, it was transferred to your children and to me. I hope you're happy. And when this girl, your daughter's sitting there crying that she misses her dad, she wants to be with her dad, you're just sitting there like ignoring it. Where's your empathy? Well, where's your...
We've kind of previously established that. That's a hard thing to come by.
Where's your heart? Like, was it worth it? Or is your mind sitting there going, this is the hit I knew they would have to take that I'm assuming they'll get over?
Willing to put that
There's
risk.
no guarantee they'll get over this.
No.
And because I thought about it all fucking day and night, if I can't manage my life out here, which is on me, it's a big part of me trying to manage my life at this point in the game, is on me. What do I need to do to make sure that I can manage, right? But if I don't do that well, if things get super expensive, the economy crashes, I lose my job, life happens, right?
Yeah, I kick you out. Yeah.
yeah. We get in a big old fight, right? Anything, like it's all balancing on this fucking razor blade, right? So, if I, in the grand scheme of the word, fail at trying to do what I'm set my mind to try to accomplish, I'm not saying that it would be a complete failure. But I didn't achieve my goal, right?
Gotcha.
What if that happens in 2-3 years and my girls are 6-7 years old, and now it's, well, daddy has to get out of your life now. Daddy has to like go back. Daddy has to do something. I'll still see you, but now that we've created this bond, and I tried, and I kept going, I kept seeing you. Now it's more significant. Now that you can talk to me and you can really, goodbye.
Well, and again, you know, like I said, I always play the other side. Use that as motivation to not fail. Right?
Correct. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to give up on me because I got to be good for me, for my kids. Yeah. Right. I don't know. And maybe that's a healthy way to look at it. Use that
as why I strive to do what I do.
Exactly.
And this is, I guess, a third aspect of it that I had just thought about. Hey, kitty. Woo.
Gonna go chase some squirrels.
I know, right? Is that the one that chased the squirrel, right?
Yeah.
It's my time, guys. I gotta get out there. So this is a hard one to put in words. As I try to not to fail, right? As you said, like use that not to fail. Mm-hmm. Is there a weird give and take between, well, it's my time to thrive, why I can't spend it with my kids at the moment because I need to go thrive. I need to go look for a job or work a job or
the life balance. Buddy.
Yeah. Like you said, like the life. Yeah. So like, well, you're off, right? Yeah, I'm off today. Okay, so take your kids all day. I can't. Why? Because I'm trying to produce something of myself because I've been torn down and I need to build myself so that I don't fail in the long run. So you don't want to spend time with your kids? No, acutely, of course I do. Yeah. But I'm thinking
macro, micro.
Yeah.
You mentioned,
So that it's a huge cluster, which I have said from the beginning, even though it's obviously way past that point, it's easier just to keep your fucking family together.
Yeah.
If you give the vows, if you say your vows, if you say to death do you part, you fucking should stick to it instead of being a little piece of shit and finding out all the reasons that it's a deal breaker and you should have all these reasons to get out of it. Now, because it fucks with the kids.
Now again, maybe I've touched on this, maybe I haven't, at least recorded. I said a while back that I went around asking people, right?
Yes.
Do you have any regrets? You know, what would you change in life? You know, what would you do? And I was, trying to, I guess in a way, compile a list of things for my children. To like, here's what you need to do in life. Because I obviously haven't experienced everything, right?
Correct. And there's two major ones.
Yeah.
I know.
The two major ones that jumped out were, I wish I did better with school.
Okay.
Or finances or a job, right? That all kind of is under one envelope. And the other one was relationships. I shouldn't have married blah. I shouldn't have got divorced. I shouldn't have been through this, right? Mm-hmm. And then under that umbrella kind of comes we stayed together for the kids. What a mistake that was. We stayed together. I was in an unhappy marriage, but I did it for my children. Right? Is there
ever the opposite? I should have stayed together for my kids because I was so selfish. I just wanted to be not married. But I had a good marriage and I just gave it up because of my selfishness and I could have stayed together.
I haven't heard that side.
Okay.
I haven't heard somebody say, gee, I wish I would have stayed in a shitty marriage. Right? I mean, right? I don't know. So it's something to consider.
I guess the take is, what are you supposed to get from your marriage? You have a person who shares the same goal. If your goal is to take care of the kids, are there supposed to be multiple goals? Again,
here's my thing, right? The damage that, and I'm playing devil's advocate here again.
Yeah, the damage
that's done to your kids by the split that your significant other imposed on your children by your daddy's not here anymore. Would that damage offset the damage of me and your mom hate each other every day in the same household where there's fighting and yelling and arguing?
I guess the problem is I didn't hate her. It's, a one-sided hate.
But again, if there's fighting, yelling, and arguing in front of these children on a daily basis, that's damage too.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So again, what's the lesser of two evils?
What's the lesser of two?
I'm not saying, pick one over the other.
Yeah.
But again, staying together in an unhappy marriage could easily cause just as much trauma
as breaking apart.
Yeah. Again, maybe another way to look at it, at least perspective, buddy. If we come back to that.
I like, you'll never know the answer to that because
Obviously.
You'd have to have
lived both lives.
Lived both lives to the outcome of it. And then even the statistics can't tell you what they would have been because no one can live both of those lives with the same variables, right?
Exactly.
So I get that. It's just whatever. It is what it is, and life goes on, so you have to play the cards you've been dealt, right?
Yeah.
Now, here, my question to you then. 16 years from now, my kids didn't get the... I fell, okay? I fell. And I'm out of their lives, been out of their lives for a good 10 plus years, whatever. And they're all, two of the three are delinquent in their development. They're either promiscuous or they're into criminal activity. They need counseling, but what? Who's to blame for that? Me, because I failed, or her, because she's the one who wanted this divorce so badly? She perpetuated what we're talking about as a possible outcome.
Exactly.
And again, it's not who's to blame. It's, the kid. The kid needs help. Let help the kid. But she likes to play the blame game. She likes to play it's your fault for this. It's your fault for that. Well, you have 80%, like you said. Is it 80-20 then? Yeah. Is it 20% mine and 80% yours? Are you a majority bad parent? And I'm just 20% of a bad parent. You're 80% of you is a bad parent because look at how your kids turned out.
And again, like I said, these past several months, this past year, I guess we're going to say at this point, this past year, you've shown, at least in my mind, maybe to other people too, maybe to her, that you are not in a position to give up. You're still fighting, you're still trying, you're still going. So the pushing of you out of your children's lives is obviously not your choice.
No.
So even if 2 years from now, it's like, well, I just can't continue.
Yeah.
You've tried.
The damage that was inflicted on the way that the divorce went down, which I had no say over, was too great to overcome.
And again, here it is. It's like he made an attempt, he made an attempt, he made an attempt, he failed. You made an attempt. That, I mean, A for effort, right?
A for effort.
It counts for something. You made that attempt. And again, like you said, it's sustaining. It's how long can you take getting whipped and keep getting up. So again, I see it as you put forth an effort. You're still putting forth effort. You're gonna put forth an effort until you can't.
That's how I see it.
If you go blame and fault, I see it as none of yours. Not. I'm obviously portion of it.
It's in a percentage of majority. But winner, if it's winner take all, you win. You get all the blame now. If it like the election, it's not like at the end of the election you have one person who's 80% the president and another person who's 20% the president. It's winner take all. You won. You take all the blame, and you're in charge of these kids. So if something goes awry,
it's on you now.
It's on you, because you wanted to be you thrived, you paid, you put in a heavy investment into becoming a single parent.
But again, I got to look at the other side, right? There's at least from the outside looking in, there's somewhat of an attempt to let you be involved. Otherwise, you wouldn't have seen your kids.
Oh yeah,
there's some attempt.
Yeah,
I don't know if it'll end up amicably or
I hope. I mean, my fingers are crossed. I try.
So even if
fluid with her.
Let's say she moves on, finds another man, gets married, right?
Yeah.
You move on, you find another woman, you get married, right?
2 or 3, yeah.
You're still going to be involved with your kids.
Correct.
She's still going to let you be involved with your kids. It should be that way.
Isn't that the worst line? She's going to still let you be involved with your kids.
Yeah.
As if they're not my kids, right? As if they're your kids first.
You have to get the permission.
Yeah. And I think that's what irks me is that she'll let you be involved with them, Thank you. That's like saying you get to go to work.
Yeah,
Oh, thank
geez.
you. I get to go to work. You know, like
bingo.
yeah.
Bingo.
I
privilege.
appreciate you letting me have the privilege of being a father, which you're just naturally entitled to.
And as we circle back, right, you get the privilege to vote, even though it doesn't matter.
it doesn't
Boom.
matter.
We had to circle around, right?
Yeah, the
'Cause-
privilege.
There you go. Well,
There you go.
I think we hit pretty much a couple good topics here, so
Yeah, it was good.
we're almost home. May as well say it.
Here you go.
If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to Cock of the Walk Podcast. Check
Have
us
a
out.
great day.
Cock of the Walk Podcast at gmail.com if you have any questions or comments.
Thanks.
Hey, this is Brendan from Cock of the Walk Podcast. If you like what you heard, you can support us just by sharing the link. That's the most important thing, is to get the word out. If you want to go beyond that, you can do donations, you can become a member and subscribe, or you can even buy some merch. You can find us at www.halfmoonday.com. We are a Half Moon Day LLC production. You can also reach us directly with comments, questions, or topics you want us to discuss at cockofthewalkpodcast@gmail.com or cockofthewalkpodcast@aol.com. We also have a Facebook, and you can find us on YouTube under the Half Moon Day page. On behalf of myself and Shaun, thank you very much for tuning in. We know there's a lot of podcasts out there, and we appreciate your time. Have a good day.